Welcome back to Willie's American Guitars. We're down here in the acoustic room and we've got a couple of cool used guitars. Cool used guitars is kind of what we do, and that's our speciality. I've got a couple of big neck, small bodied, X-braced Gibson guitars. First I have a B25. And a B25 was one of their more popular guitars for a variety of reasons. It was also less money than the bigger guitars. In the old days, it's kind of like American cars. All the good cars and the good guitars were the bigger ones. If you wanted the Cadillac, they showed you to a thing that was the size of a barge. And if you wanted a cheap car, they showed you the little one. And was like that with guitars. The Super 400, the most expensive guitar, was a big one. The L5, it was a big one. And then as they go down the line, the little ones were the cheap ones. These days, more and more people are looking for small-bodied guitars because of the voice, because of the ability to wear it better. Your shoulders aren't out of pitch. You can sing over a smaller guitar easier. They're more balanced. They record better. No studio worth its salt is going to not have a small-bodied guitar for someone to use because they record so much better. A bigger guitar gets lost in the mix. You sit and you play your thing. And then you put on the drums and the bass and it all disappears. But if you have a nice, it's like a cymbal. You can always hear that in the mix when you have something that's got a little more frequency towards the high end of things. I bought this up from someone up in northern Minnesota, and bless her heart, it was something that she cherished. She loved it. And we knew about it for years, and she would bring it down and have it adjusted. As she aged out of it, we tried to lower the action for her to play easier, and it just got to the point where she said, I'm just ready to sell it. Now, it got dry, and it had a crack that ran down here, and we fixed it. Everything that comes through used goes through the shop, and we fix it. We just fix it. We don't care about, anything else other than making a guitar back up to its spec. These are X-braced, and I say that because there are LGOs and LG1s that are ladder braced, and X-braced, you get that. Otherwise, ladder brace would be, braced like this. They tend to be a little more focused and boxy, where these are higher sustaining, longer sustaining, and a more complex tone. Really complex tone. This is such a nice guitar. Now, the reason I say big neck, because everything made before 1965 has a 1 11/16 neck. In the middle part of 65, they made those necks smaller. So some 65s have a big neck, 1 11/16 nut width. Some 1965 Gibsons, this is only for Gibsons, have a smaller neck. It's 2/16 of an inch smaller. And that has a limited audience of people that love it. They work, they sound good, but the bigger necks are what people want. Also, pre-68 Gibsons, and this is for everything, if they have a rosewood board, it's Brazilian. This has a Brazilian bridge and a Brazilian board. What does that matter? If you were to tap a piece of wood, Brazilian would be a big, huge, complex sound. It's like a drum, a fingerboard. It sounds like a drum, and that applies when you glue it on and you get the tone of that out of there. It's a pretty expensive option these days on guitars to have Brazilian rosewood because it's pretty much gone. So the standard Gibson scale length, which is a little less than a Martin, Great guitar, nice color, beautiful deep red. This is all stained, by the way. That's not sprayed on. Fenders are a sprayed color. These are stained, and then there's a overcoat over it, a clear coat. But you can see on that clear coat that it's yellowed quite a bit. And that's something that the eye doesn't notice, but it does kind of come out at you when you see this enough, how the lacquer yellows, and it makes the whole thing glow. The lacquer yellows in here too, in the yellow part of the sunburst. It does make the entire guitar glow. This we have not priced yet. I'm showing it to you first. But big neck, nickel Kluson tuners, all original, everything fixed that needs to be fixed. And we got it from the original owner. Her and her sister bought this new. And when you see this online, you're going to see a picture of her and her sister proudly owning these guitars. And this had been here a little bit, and I got to tell you something. I knew I was going to do this video, and I picked up this guitar and played it, and I noticed a little bit of rattle on the truss rod cover. It was easily remedied by tightening a screw. If you're ever in our store or any store and you notice some little detail like that, a buzz or a rattle, let us know. Usually we can fix it. A lot of times it's like, I'll be right back. And we have a shop here, so we're happy to help there. This, we can't fool you, is a replaced bridge on this one. The bridge is a little bit bigger footprint, which some people will do. We didn't do it, but some people will do just so they cover up the hole or the mark of the old bridge, and they'll put on a little bit bigger bridge. It's Brazilian, so they used a nice piece of Brazilian on that bridge, and it works. This is a 1963, so again, it has those early features of the big neck and the good wood. You couldn't build this guitar for what we're asking, which I think is about $3,500, $3,700. If you had aged spruce, like something like this, which is what, 60 years old, and it was probably 2-3 years old when it went on the guitar, and all the aged mahogany coming from trees that are older than dirt, you just can't get this old wood. Gibson bought wood of the finest caliber wherever they could, and it was precious to them, and it's even more precious now. Building a guitar like this, of this size, with old wood, with finishes that don't have plasticizers in it, that tend to cover up the sound with all that plastic blended in, right? Something that has older wood, Brazilian rosewood board, to make this would be pretty dang expensive. The nice thing about these two is they go up in value. Two very nice guitars. One, 1963, that just had a major surgery of me tightening a screw on it. And this one, which we just got in, and it's been in this lady's family for a long time. The important thing to both of these people that got it to us was that it goes in the hands of someone that will love it. This is why I've called you. Please love these guitars. 1963 B25N for natural finish, 10% extra in its day, or this 1964 big neck B25 Sunburst. They need love. We're reaching out to you.